Hey guys, it's Gloria Giaquinto here, and we're going to talk a little bit about truth about acne and how it's more than skin deep. So, at least for me, I know I dealt years with cystic acne from high school, then it came back again after 26 years old. And so it really bothered me that a lot of people, especially as a teenager, the answer they'd give me is, it's hormonal. Well, everyone's going through hormones, and it just seems that I'm dealing with it. So it's really more about really understanding that it's more than just hormones that could be going on in the body that could be creating this issue. And I know with me, I hated having to deal with acne creams, serums, treatments, and nothing ever worked for me. And again, that's just because acne isn't just about your skin, it's about what's happening inside your body. And so in this video, I'm just going to share a little bit about some hidden factors behind acne, like gut health, hormonal imbalance, and really why treating the surface alone won't bring long-term results. I know with me, it didn't. And so basically, we're going to start with hormone imbalance and acne and how hormones can cause your acne. And so we're really going to dive in a little bit about androgens, which androgens are a group of hormones that play a crucial role in male development and the reproductive function. And it's really primarily produced in the testes in males and in a smaller amount in ovaries in females. And yes, us females, we do have testosterone. It's just not the amount that males need. And so, what does testosterone do? It stimulates oil production, it can lead to clogged pores and breakouts. So, when someone is dealing with a higher androgen level, it stimulates oil glands, sebaceous glands, to produce more oil. And so, that is the idea of how testosterone can affect basically oil production, sometimes even acne. We're not really going to get into every single hormone just because we don't have the time on this video. But we're going to talk a little bit about how hormones can function throughout our periods for women. So during your period time, estrogen levels drop, progesterone levels rise. And this hormonal shift can increase, again, oil production, and it can make it can make the skin more sensitive to acne. And so when you're pregnant, again, our hormones are everywhere. And so it can, in the first trimester, make acne worse due to that. It can improve through your middle stage of your pregnancy, and it can potentially get worse towards the end of your pregnancy. And hormone fluctuations can happen during stress. And so stress triggers the release of a hormone known as cortisol. And cortisol is known as our stress hormone. And this can indirectly influence oil production and inflammation. So chronic stress can either worsen your already existing acne, or it can trigger breakouts to start coming when you never had breakouts before. So it's really key to understand that if you're having stress in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, work life, home life, that's something that needs to get under control when you start to slowly get your acne kind of on on a good pathway. That's going to be key to figuring out healthy ways to deal with your stress. And so chronic stress raises your cortisol levels, which then disrupts other hormones and can make your acne worse. So if you're constantly stressed, your skin is probably reflecting that. And we're going to talk a little bit about gut health and acne. And so the gut skin connection, here we're going to just discuss a little bit about imbalanced gut microbiome. So, too many bad bacteria in the gut and not enough good bacteria can eventually lead to inflammation, which then shows up in your skin amongst other issues going on. But that's going to be what you're going to see on your skin. One of the things that we're going to talk about because of this is leaky gut, which it can, people say it as intestinal permeability, an increased of that. So basically dysbiosis. So when leaky gut happens, this can weaken the tight junctions that are between the cell lining of your gut. So when this happens and those junctions are no longer um, closing the way they should, this allows undigested food particles. This allows toxins, and this can even allow bacteria to leak into your bloodstream, which then causes inflammation, which then causes your immune system to recognize these foreign substances as threats and triggers an inflammatory response. So everything is connected. And which, when this ends up happening, then poor gut ends up happening due to the inability of it to absorb the nutrients that you're eating on a daily basis, which means your skin isn't getting any of the vitamins and the minerals that it's even eating to stay healthy, to stay clear and and in a good position. And another thing that can contribute to your gut health and acne is the foods that we're eating. So high sugar and processed foods really feeds the bad bacteria and eventually ends up increasing inflammation. And so because we live in a very processed world, it's there's a reason why there are more people having skin issues or having gut issues or just having so many different issues. And it's just because the stuff that we're putting in our body is not great. It's not good for us. So, again, like dairy is one of the ones that can trigger acne, whether or make it worse. Dairy is known to have high amounts of hormones and antibiotics that can cause inflammation. Of course, you can get the organic, which helps lower that amount. But I will put in the comics, there's a PubMed study that you guys can look at and read and, do your own research if you want to know more about that. It can just be a trigger and an aggravator for certain people, especially people with skin issues. So that's something that if you haven't gave yourself maybe 90 days of no dairy, that would be something to consider for future. And so why does inflammation matter? Well, inflammation is your body's response to stressors. But when you have chronic inflammation, this can cause acne and other skin issues. Acne prone skin often has underlying inflammation, and this can be caused by your diet, your stress, your lifestyle habits, how your gut is doing, what pathogens or bacteria is in your gut, what is aggravating it. You really want to be able to address the inflammation through all of these ways. Your diet, how are you dealing with stress? Your hormones, how are you moving on a daily basis? You're exercising. What supplementation are you doing to really get things moving in the right direction? And again, the key is to clearing your acne for good. But again, you could probably be saying, "Well, I've done all this. I've cleaned my diet." But if you're not getting to the root causes, the underlying issues, and attacking those, your acne is going to stay the same because you're not trying to uncover those underlying issues. So, really, the key of this message is acne isn't just a skin problem, it's a signal that something deeper is going on, like your hormones, your gut health, your inflammation. They're just out of balance, and you need to start reeling in those and bring them in balance because that is the key. Like we're our body's supposed to be in balance, and there's a lot of areas and everything is connected that aren't in balance. And so again, if you're just tired of quick fixes that don't last, it's time to focus on healing from the inside out. So follow me for more tips, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can join my Facebook group. And if you're interested, I have a checklist for acne and gut health that you can download. So just message me and reach out if you are interested.